Hello and welcome. You are watching the daily Statistically Speaking poll where we bring you the people's pulse. Today our focus is on the state of Kerala. Like the last general elections, Kerala will once again have its elections on a single day in the second phase with 20 Lok Sabha seats up for grabs. Kerala stands at a crucial battleground where diverse issues ranging from national and regional influences are shaping the electoral discourse. One of the key highlights of the upcoming elections is the fierce competition between LDF and the Indian National Congress-led UDF. Buoyed by its recent performance, has now fielded heavyweight candidates across the state, sending out a clear message that its alliance within the INDIA bloc does not hold as much importance for the left coalition in Kerala. Prime Minister Modi's active involvement in Kerala's electoral landscape has injected a new dimension into the campaign dynamics. With frequent visits aimed at bridging the north-south political divide, the BJP is striving to expand its footprint in the state, posing a formidable challenge to established players. In the 2019 elections, Alappuzha was the only constituency where the CPIM managed to secure a victory. However, in the upcoming polls, the Congress is asserting its presence in the region by fielding heavyweight candidates including KC Venugopal, who serves as the AICC General Secretary. We have now held a survey to understand what the people feel are the biggest factors. Let's go straight across to the numbers. Question number one that we posed to the people of Kerala: what is the biggest issue in the Lok Sabha elections? 30% people say development, 8% people say inflation, 11% people say corruption, 41% people say unemployment, 10% of the people say none of the above. So overwhelming majority there says unemployment and development are their biggest issues. Question number two: on what basis will you cast your vote in the Lok Sabha elections? 37% people say it would be on the basis of the party, 23% basis the candidate, 1% basis the caste, 36% basis the work done, and 3% say none of the above. So 36% people say that they will be voting on the basis of the work that is done, but the majority, 37%, say that it will simply be for the party. How has Narendra Modi performed as Prime Minister of India? 41% people say that his performance has been average, 31% say that his performance has been good, 25% say very good. How will the Modi factor, next question that we posed to the people of Kerala, how will the Modi factor work in the Lok Sabha elections? 18% people say that it will be average, 25% people say that it will have a good impact, the Modi factor, 22% people say very good, and 31% people say not good at all. Lastly, of course, the biggest question of the day: who do you think will form the government in 2024? 35% people say it will be the NDA, 51% people, an overwhelming majority with the INDIA alliance, and only 5% people say that it will be a government where regional parties will play a major role. 9% people can't say. What do these statistics and answers then really mean for the future of the Congress, BJP and the left in Kerala? We take this conversation forward. I have with me Vinita Hariharan of the BJP, Professor Ronnie K. of the Congress, Raj Lakshmi Joshi, political analyst with us, Kevin Mathew, political commentator with us, and Professor Nalapad, the editorial director of the Sunday Guardian, also with us on the broadcast. I want to begin with Vinita Hariharan. Vinita Hariharan, what does the BJP make of some of the answers that you've heard? Kerala is perhaps one of the first states where the survey results have revealed that most people there believe that it will be the INDIA bloc that will be forming the government in 2024, and that they don't feel that the Modi factor will really work in the Lok Sabha polls.
Kerala has always been an outlier of sorts in all kinds of national scenarios and canvases, but nevertheless, it is too early in the day to make predictions, I would say, but this is the opinion that you've gathered. But what we see on the ground when we go on our outreach, when we go house to house, campaigning for various candidates, the factor that is seen is that palpable on the ground is the Modi factor and no other factor. So people are inclined towards voting for Modi because of the kind of presence that we've had in the states in the last, the recent months. and the kind of road shows and the overwhelming support that we've seen on the ground in the road shows, because Kerala is generally a very shy kind of public, but then for them to come out in large numbers in the road shows validates the confidence that they have in the NDA and in Modi ji, and also when Smriti Irani came to Wayanad to support our BJP state president in Wayanad, there were overwhelming majority, especially women and youth turned out. So we really hope that the youth and the women will turn out in favor of Modi ji, because they are the non-corrupt forces in the country today, so to speak. And so definitely they believe in the change that Modi ji has brought in the country at large, the kind of transparency, the kind of efficiency and the kind of speed of implementation of various projects and programs that they see across and also in their own state, I feel would definitely, transform into votes.
Okay, all right. But what exactly do you feel will then be the biggest factors as far as Kerala is concerned? Because like you said, it's been an outlier sort of a state. If the BJP realizes that what works in perhaps other states or other parts of the country does not work in Kerala, what is it that the BJP has done differently to woo the people of Kerala?
Yes, like I said, it's the infrastructure programs and the social programs that have penetrated, and now the public are aware about the fact that it is Modi's fund, it is not Modi's fund, the central government's fund, which under the leadership of Modi ji we've been able to transmit it directly to the beneficiaries. That has become, that awareness of that factor has increased. And definitely, I think that it would be the factor that's going to turn around their opinion into vote. And also the youth see the change across the country, because they, till now, people have had to migrate from our own state. Even I had to migrate from my state to various other parts of the country in search of employment, in search of productive employment. But that's no longer the case, they believe, under Modi ji, where, he's transformed Gujarat into such a vibrant state. So they see the kind of employment opportunities outside the state, which the alternate dispensations of UDF and LDF have not been able to provide to the youth of Kerala. So therefore, that is one promise that they feel that in enterprise development, in the startup ecosystem which Modi ji has created across the country, will come to Kerala. So I think that is one big factor which will go in favor of Modi ji. And also the kind of candidates that we have, like for example, Trivandrum Rajasekhar ji is the epitome of progress. He kind of represents, symbolizes the progress, the new age force that he brings in with him, with his experience, the niti. And that's the thing which the youth are attracted to, the kind of, the promises that he brings with him. So I think that's going to work in favor of BJP and the NDA this time, definitely.
Okay, all right. Advocate A.S. Sampath also with us, former MP of the CPM in Kerala. Mr. Sampath, your thoughts on our survey results, where several people in Kerala whom we've interviewed feel that the INDIA bloc will be making the government, or at least will be in advantage as far as Kerala is concerned. What do you think has worked in your favor? Mr. Sampath, can you hear me?
Yes, I am Sampath here. Yes, I hope you can hear me. My audio and video are okay. Devika?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. We can hear you.
Good
Yes,
yes.
I just want to understand from you, majority of the people who were surveyed believe that the INDIA bloc will come to power, or at least will grab the seats as far as Kerala is concerned. What do you think has worked in favor of the opposition alliance?
Yes, Kerala is a role model, and we are proud to say that we are Keralites, cutting across our political party lines, caste, creed, sex, race. It's a fight to protect this holy book, the Constitution of India. It is the holy book of India, and we are all Indians. The constitutional machinery is being dismantled by the BJP-led government, the union government. The union government now, they are in a selling spree of the public sector undertakings and the natural resources of this great nation. While more than 2 million jobs, the vacancies are there, jobs are not being created. No new jobs are being created on the one side. On the other side, the vacancies are remaining unfilled. It remains vacant. And it is a corporate-led government at the union level. I am not saying about the center because our constitution does not mention about a central government. It specifically, it says about the union government and the state governments. The federal structure of the nation is being dismantled. It is from some other states, some leaders come here. And if they want to teach us, we Keralites, who are the most literate, who are having the longest longevity of life, the life expectancy of Kerala is almost equivalent to the developed nations. The public health care system that we have, nobody can compare, let them have the envy, the jealous against us, but we are number one. You see, we are an alternative. Here you see, we are living in a state where there are no communal clashes. Of course, you can see in Kerala, we have churches, we have mosques, we have temples, big and small, and we are now going to construct a Gurudwara also in the capital city of Kerala. But here, no clashes will occur. This is Kerala. The political story of Kerala, the social story of Kerala, and the psyche of the common man, I mean the common people of Kerala. It's something different than the Bhajapa things.
Okay. Mr. Sampath, then I also want to understand from you, the people that we surveyed said that their biggest issues this time around will be unemployment and development. Your government happens to be in power. Why is that a problem? If you're saying that Kerala has the highest literacy rate and that Kerala is different from the other states in terms of communal harmony, that it's doing so well, why does unemployment and development continue to be major issues for the voter?
Unemployment is one of the biggest issues, not only in Kerala, but in the whole nation. You see, the Kerala Public
Yes, but I want to talk
Commission
specifically
is the
about
only
Kerala,
public
sir. I want to talk specifically about Kerala, sir, and
Yes, I am speaking about the Kerala Public Service Commission, madam. I am telling you the truth about the Kerala Public Service Commission, which has given jobs to the largest number of people in the whole nation. You check the data with other states. What happens? It's contractualization. A piecemeal work, isn't it? But we have shown an alternative. While the union government is selling the BPCL, the LIC, and the coal mines, and all the banks and the LIC, here we have bought back what we have given to the union government. Madam, you know the story of Hindustan Newsprint Limited, and now it is the Kerala Purpose Limited. You know the story of the Hindustan Latex HLL Limited, and we have given it for the land, the precious land, which may cost about millions, if not billions of rupees now. And it is just like they have got it for peanuts. And now they want to sell it. And who are in the queue to buy the HLL Limited? And two corporates are there who have already given the electoral bonds to the Bhajapa. So it is the BJP, what they are intending is to legalize the corruption and legitimize the corruption. And it is something different and which we cannot agree with them. Regarding the development is that not the selling. The selling of the airports, the selling of the seaports, the selling of the natural resources, the selling of the PSUs. No, we cannot agree. This is our land, this is our money, and this is our precious resources. Development is my birthright. It is the birthright of an Indian citizen.
Yes.
And it is...
Okay,
yes,
but Mr. Sampath, I also want to understand, you're talking about public sector jobs that have been given. How is your government then promoting an entrepreneurial spirit in Kerala? How are you promoting private sector employment?
Definitely, that's a very good question because, madam, you see, I am from Thiruvananthapuram and the first techno park in the Asian continent was started in Thiruvananthapuram. It is the techno park is at Kalakutam. That was the first techno park in the whole Asia. Then came other techno parks in many other states. Now the techno city was inaugurated by the Rashtrapati ji. In my constituency, it was in Attingal, where I represented twice. And before that, in 96, 11 Lok Sabha in the Cheraing S12 constituency also. You see, here, The government of Kerala is promoting the private sector jobs also. We are giving maximum help to them. And of course, you may ask a question that why you are going abroad. Of course, that may be also a good question. We are going abroad not to beg, but to study. We are going abroad to work, to earn our livelihood. And we are sending back to the exchequer of the great nation the precious foreign exchange. You see, no Keralites go outside. Didi, 10 रुपए दीदी, दीजिए एक चाय पीने के लिए. We don't beg, we don't crawl, we don't kneel. We are proud people of Kerala.
Okay, I want to bring in Professor Ronnie into the conversation as well of the Congress Party. Professor Ronnie, is there somewhere a worry in 2019? Yes, the Congress swept the state, but as far as the assembly elections were concerned, the people did not vote with the same sentiment, and they happened to bring now your alliance partners into power. Is there somewhere a worry for the Congress that they won't be able to perform as well as they did in 2019?
As your survey clearly shows, more than half of the people of Kerala strongly believe that this time the India Alliance is going to form the government in the center. India Alliance means it is Indian National Congress is going to form the government, and majority of the people.
I thought India Alliance meant the whole opposition, sir, not the Indian National Congress solo.
In Kerala, as you know very well, that it is a fight between UDF and LDF. UDF is leading by International Congress and LDF is leading by the CPM. And in 2019, it was the UDF, which was led by Congress, which won 19 out of 20 seats.
Yes.
This time, we are very confident to say that we are going to win all the 20. This in 2020, that 20 seats are going to the kit of the alliance led by International Congress, no doubt. And Kerala, as you know, that in previous history, people of Kerala are very well know what is going to happen and what is happening in this country. They are very concerned about the methods or the steps adopted by the central government to sabotage the Indian Constitution, to tamper the Indian Constitution, to replace the Constitution of India by a document which is having an RSS ideology. The people are very well. The people of Kerala, I am strongly, it is not only my conviction, it is clearly visible from your survey that people of Kerala, they are very, conscious about the need of protecting the secular and democratic values of India. The people of Kerala are fighting for that.
Okay.
We are not going behind any petty political issues, which BJP central government is practicing elsewhere in the country.
Okay.
They are speaking in the name of religion. They are speaking in the name of caste. They are cornering people in between.
Professor Ronnie, when you say speaking in the name of caste, it was Rahul Gandhi that has announced a caste census for the whole of the nation. How is the BJP speaking about caste, sir? It's your party.
That is part of our social justice. We are not speaking for any particular caste. We are speaking for Nyay. Nyay means justice. That we know that for the last 10 years, under the Modi regime, under the Modi government, a majority of the people, they are thrown away from all parameters of development. And all development and all kinds of growth is concentrating with a particular, a handpicking people of corporates in India. You know that. When you check the history of 100 years of Indian history, you know that now 75% of money, income is concentrating with very less than 10% of the population of India. This is, you know that in our kind of income tax rating has been started from 1921 onwards. It is since the last 100 years, the first time that this much kind of income is concentrating with a very few people.
Yes,
so we are fighting against that.
Yes, but the Congress party doesn't know, as the Congress party with its own self-admission, because it says that a census is required, it doesn't know how the income inequality is working out in the country right now. It's the Congress party that is inserting the caste angle to it. Whereas if it was about wealth distribution, they could have very well said that we will hold a survey and then determine the economically weaker sections of the nation rather than focusing on finding out the caste percentages. But I just come back to a different point. So I just want to understand from you, as far as your alliance partners going up against you in Kerala is concerned, how does the Congress party feel about that?
No,
About an Annie Raja fighting against Rahul Gandhi?
No, they are not part of, our UDF alliance in Kerala. As you know that when the India Alliance took its initial shape, there was an agreement between the partners that we have to go by the local interest. Whenever there is BJP is not a kind of presence there, we will have a fight between the alliance partners. The same thing is happening in Kerala. The BJP is not in picture at all. In all the 20 constituencies, the fight is between LDF and UDF. BJP is not at all in the picture of any of these constituencies. So there is no issue between Annie Raja is contesting in Wayanad. It is an unimportant issue to discuss at all.
Okay, all right. I want to quickly go across to some conversations that we've had with the people on ground. Then I come back on the other side with our political analysts.
Yeah, the only thing we need is there is most that is the petrol hike, petrol price hike, and everything seems to be only if the election just came, it is reduced by the government. Otherwise, the central government doesn't care at all. So we need the change. I hope once the government is changed from the central side, we expect they will do something for us, for the people.
They are all doing the same job actually. Like for the development also, they are all doing the same job. I don't feel anyone is better. So I haven't voted.
I have seen a decent improvement in the last 10 years. So I don't know much, but yeah, let's see.
What are the big issues people in Kerala face? What are the changes you would like to see in your state?
I think we should have better, more open mindset to more infrastructure and more developments coming in and more job coming in and thereby economic growth coming in. So yeah, it affects from the top and to the bottom.
Unemployment. We are facing unemployment right now in the national level. But there are some cities, some states which is focusing on IT sectors as well as, and organized sector is developing, but I think we have to work a little bit more when it comes to employment.
They are doing a lot of development, road and infrastructures, but I think they are lacking in the case of farmers. They are not doing much upon them. They are protesting for a lot of days. And their ideologies, it's one-sided.
No, definitely BJP, there it has a chance in BJP, even before giving the, what is it called? The CAA initiative, there it has one big chance in BJP. But I really still has the doubt what the thing's going to become.
Okay, all right, there you heard the public. Let me go right across to Professor Madhav Nalapad. Professor Nalapad, what is your assessment as far as Kerala is concerned, sir?
I'm quite interested in the result that you gave, which is 51% believe the India Alliance will come to power. Now, the India Alliance contains both the CPM as well as the Congress Party. Now, what we're talking about is, CPM members obviously would like to see the India Alliance in power. The Congress Party would like to see the India Alliance in power. So I'm a little surprised that the figure is only 51%, because normally in Kerala, you would expect about 90%, given the very powerful hold that these two parties have had in the state. Now, one thing I wanted to say very clearly is that it's extremely important for the Congress Party to do well, exceptionally well in Kerala. Of course, at the expense of the of the Marxists, to do exceptionally well in Karnataka at the expense of the BJP, to do exceptionally well in Telangana at the expense of BJP and BRS, and Tamil Nadu together with the DMK. It's very, very important for the Congress to do well because this is the bastion. If the Congress party does not do well in these states, it's going to have a severe problem in, our very distinguished friend who's, known as a good thinker. He has said that the Congress basically is India. That is, the India Alliance is led by the Congress. Well, the fact is that for that, the Congress will need a certain number of seats. It will need to cross not only 3 figures, but significantly over 3 figures for that leadership to be established. And in that, this particular region is very important, and Kerala is very important. They have to get about 18 or so seats in Kerala. But my point is, for the first time, I am actually of the belief that there could be some seats for the BJP as well. Why? Because these two big parties are fighting each other and they are fragmenting their vote. Now, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, for example, is, in my view, a very formidable candidate because I don't think too many people in the whole country believe that Congress party is going to form the next government. Those who believe that the BJP, in the case of Trivandrum, where Mr. Sampath comes from, in the first term, Sashi did exceptionally good work as a minister. Next 2 terms, he could not because he's not a minister. Rajiv Chandrasekhar is a minister. And if the BJP coming back, he's certain to be a minister. So I think the people of Trivandrum are going to weigh themselves very carefully as to what benefits them. The same way, for example, Suresh Gopi. So in my opinion, it is very likely that if only 51% of people in Kerala believe that the India Alliance is going to come to power, well, then that is bad news for the India Alliance. And if the public in Kerala believe that BJP is going to form the government, that is certainly going to influence voting behavior in at least 2 or 3 constituencies.
Okay, all right. Rajlakshmi Joshi, bringing you to the conversation, I want to understand your perspective in reading of our survey results as well. Do you feel that somewhere BJP could possibly actually make the inroads that it's been eyeing in Kerala?
Good evening, Devika. Yes, definitely. The BJP is definitely making inroads. The BJP has always been in action in Kerala. It was not that it was not there. They do have an organization there. They have, they do have the party structure. The only thing that was lacking was perhaps they did not have, some dynamic candidates perhaps who could take on the other candidates from the other parties. And that was also because, very frankly, contrary to what some of the previous speakers were saying, there has definitely been an environment of fear when it comes to the political environment. So there have been a whole lot of killings, political killings that has been there, and a lot of people from the RSS have been killed. So it was not very easy for the RSS to survive there, for the BJP to survive and thrive, and yet the BJP has constantly been working at the organization. Now, coming to the strong parties here, that is the fronts actually, the UDF and the LDF. Now, last time round, the UDF had almost completely dominated the scene with 19 seats and the LDF with 1. Now, this time, if you look at it, actually, they had this grand plan where they thought that all of them will come together and they will form the India Alliance and they will get rid of the BJP. I mean, theoretically, it all looks good. And now, there are these states which are the testing states, you would say. For example, in Kerala, would it have been okay or possible for them to put aside their personal egos, put aside their ambitions and make way for this alliance and put together a combined candidate? Which was the plan of, some of these leaders earlier, in their initial talks, they had spoken about how each one of them, they will put up only one candidate in every constituency, and that is how they will defeat the BJP. But that did not happen. If you look at all the conversation, if you look at all this campaigning that is happening in Kerala, they have a lot of issues, but all of them seem to be focused on each other. Like the LDF is talking against the UDF, and the UDF is talking against the LDF. So even now, if you had heard, now in fact on this debate, it was not as much visible as if you see on the actual ground. On ground, if you see that even Mr. Shashi Tharoor, he has been complaining that the left candidates have been speaking more against him than against the BJP candidate. And similarly, so when it comes to Annie Raja, she has been speaking very vociferously against Rahul Gandhi more than what she has been talking against K. Surendran. So that I think if they could have actually put aside their differences, and they could have come together and maybe resolved some issues. And like Professor Nalapat very rightly pointed out, that the so-called slight majority, it only indicates that the BJP has probably made a lot of inroads there, because the BJP is not expected to make way for just 51% of the people speaking in charge in favor of the India Alliance, because in Kerala is a state where the BJP is yet to make inroads. So then, in such a situation, it should have been an overwhelming number of people saying that we want the India Alliance to come to power. But that did not happen there, because I'll just give you an example of how, when it comes to the development also, there are a lot of policies where they're not really working. So if you see that the company Pepsi, they have shifted now recently to Uttar Pradesh, because they could not survive in that environment. They had a lot of problems with the union, and there is no ease of doing business there. And they have invested more than 800 crores in Uttar Pradesh instead of when they've shifted from Kerala. And so all of these kind of situations. And added to it, now Mr. Rahul Gandhi, last time around, he felt that it was a safe seat. Now today, he is not very sure about what is going to happen at Wayanadu. So he still has his options open about, he is unsure about where he should actually be contesting from.
Right.
Because Ms. Annie Raja is so vocally against him, and she does have a lot of points. She says that he has been visiting there just like a tourist. He has no clue of, he has no connect with the ground. So, things are not as rosy as it looks.
Okay, I want to bring in, all right, Rajlakshmi Joshi, I want to bring in Kevin Mathew as well. Kevin Mathew, I want to understand your understanding as well. And would you agree with what the political analysts have had to say? That yes, Kerala will continue to, for the time being, be the bastion and fortress of the left, of the Congress as far as elections are concerned. But there is a likelihood that the BJP could potentially win maybe one seat or a couple of seats in Kerala, and then that becomes a larger indication of how the people are feeling and how the tide is changing as far as even Kerala is concerned.
Yeah, I don't think I disagree with Professor Nalapad and Mr. C. With all due respect, but I don't see the BJP making inroads still here, because the one good thing about Kerala is that, as Professor and the Honorable MP Mr. Sampath said, the people of Kerala are exposed to much better education, and so that means it also, and we are also much more socially conscious state, and that is our political history. So what happens is that due to that, people are actually much more clairvoyant, and people are much less gullible to the disruptive and divisive tactics of the BJP. So the people of Kerala can see a spade and call it a spade, and that, I think, is one advantage we as a state have, we as a society have, and that is why BJP has not yet been able to make any serious inroads in the state. And I think that the trend is going to continue, because the divisiveness on ground, I can still say, is not crept in the way that it has kept the northern states. So it has generally been a little difficult for the BJP in the south, but Kerala, being a bastion of knowledge, of sensibility, and of religious harmony. So if you look at it, the Kerala state is very minimal, religious issues happening. We have our political issues, but we don't have a religious issue. And so also to add on to something Ms. Joshi said, that RSS has not been able to survive. The majority of all the bombs being made, all the violence are being perpetrated by the fringe elements of the RSS in the state. And even with that, they're not able to, make any kind of influence here. So I don't see BJP making any inroads here. Now, between the left and the Congress, see, these are two different parties standing on two different sides of the spectrum. Now, on the left-right spectrum, Congress leans somewhere towards the center right, and the left is obviously left. So there are differences, and yes, the politics these two parties speak are entirely different. There is a lot of contrast between them, and there are differences. But one thing these two parties have noticed on ground is that when it is to maintain the secular harmony, the secular fabric of this country, and to maintain the integrity of the country, these two parties have stayed away from, using such divisive tactics. These two parties have stayed away from, making the people of this country fight against each other. Muslim be, Hindu be, Christianity be, everybody. One good thing that where Congress and the left equally scores brownie points is that they've never used that to make people fight between each other. It has always been the RSS with the bombs. Even 3 years ago, something happened wherein an RSS worker was actually caught with bombs. The bombs, the monies, all the things happening. Even with all that and all this, I don't think BJP is going to make inroads.
Kevin, what you're saying is that the history of political violence in Kerala is also to be attributed to the BJP and the RSS?
Mostly to be attributed to the BJP and the RSS.
And on what basis are you making that allegation?
Because you look at the statistics, at least 90% of the cases happening here, there is RSS involved. So there you have RSS versus SDPI, you have RSS versus the fringe elements in the left, you have RSS versus the fringe elements in the Congress. So, but everywhere, there are very few issues where there is an issue between, the Congress and the left. It's either between RSS
but
and
then
the
who's
Congress
killing the RSS or BJP workers?
So, these two, everybody is in it.
If the BJP and RSS are responsible for the majority of the murders, why are you saying that they're also killing their own people?
No, they're also, they kill and they get killed too. That is happening there. It's a fact state, but that is happening there. But whatever happens, whenever there's an issue,
so we're alleging that it's only the BJP that is responsible, and if in retaliation another political party indulges in political violence, that's not important for us to note.
Oh, I'm not saying that is not important. It is important, and it is a problem. It is a problem. But but when you look at the causality, you can see that almost all cases, 90% of the cases, the RSS is involved on either way. So it's either they are being killed or they are doing the killing. It's either them, they are the victims of the violence, or they are, the ones propagating the violence. So there's a causality
but then
here.
why are we so scared of saying who's killing the BJP and the RSS workers? If we're openly saying
nobody is scared. Nobody is scared. And see, I agree. All these parties have been part of violence. All these parties have been party to violence. And that
yes, and if there's any other state in India where we talk about political violence after West Bengal, it is Kerala. So perhaps there's a pattern there to keep in mind. But Rajakshmi Joshi wants to respond to that. I want to bring in Professor Nalapat as well.
Devika, I think my previous speaker, he actually has clarified for himself that the RSS and the BJP workers, they are the victims actually. So who is killing them? That is the big question. And the maximum radicalization, you know that is actually in Kerala only. So there is this place called Kasaragod where there is a huge amount of radicalization. Now the NIA has made so many raids, and there are a lot of people who have been taken to task in the states of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, and you cannot close your eyes to it. And also there are so many people who are going to they're actually joining ISIS, and I'm shocked as to how these people, they can just close their eyes and say that we don't have any religious issues, we don't have any communal issues, and that BJP is the one who is actually raising all these issues, and maybe that is the reason why they're getting killed, because they're raising the voice against it. So that is the problem actually. You know that BJP and RSS, when they question as to how and why these people are getting radicalized and being sent to ISIS, and why they are being sent to all this, the caliphate, to Syria and all these places. So then at that time, maybe, that is the reason why they're getting killed. So sadly, Mr. Rahul Gandhi and none of these leaders, they have never raised their voice against this. So that is so sad that all these people, they're getting radicalized. Are they not concerned about the youth of the state? Are they not concerned about the welfare of the people of the state? I think that is a huge issue. So they cannot just close their eyes and say that BJP is the reason, because BJP people are the ones who are getting killed. I mean, that's a ridiculous statement to make.
Okay, Advocate Sampath, I'm going to give you an opportunity to respond to that, and also Professor Ronnie. I just want to understand your perspective. Rajakshmi Joshi is asking.
I have to answer, madam.
First you can just hear my question for a second, sir.
Yes,
Rajakshmi Joshi is posing a simple question as to why the issue of radicalization in Kerala is never really raised as an important matter to speak about, to address.
Madam, I will be in the show for another 5 more minutes. I have to join if this is a show, if not a debate. I have to participate in another discussion within 5 minutes. Madam, I would like to say that the facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. You see the history of Kerala. The highest number of attacks were against the leftists, especially against the CPIM cadres and the leaders. More than 24 SFI activists and leaders were brutally murdered on the broad daylight during the last 3 decades by the RSS people. Can anybody deny the RSS didn't kill Comrade Sri Kumar at Kollam? Can anybody deny the RSS didn't kill Bhaskara Kumbala at Kasargod? Can the RSS people deny they didn't cut into 36 pieces my best friend KV Sudhish in Kannur? And at the same time, they are saying that it is the BJP is on the receiving end. It is just like that after assassinating Mahatma Gandhi, there were people even in Kerala who distributed laddus also. Nobody went to attack them. Madam, the RSS has the largest number of shakhas in Kerala. And because of the shakhas number have grown like anything, they have put the state unit, the Pradesh committee, we can say, into the northern and southern France. But the people lack confidence on the RSS-led BJP. And the people of Kerala, they don't fall themselves as praise into the divisive tactics of the BJP. This is Kerala. Don't think that the film that was made to propagate for the BJP ideology and to tarnish the image of Kerala, the Kerala story. That Kerala story is lies, filled with lies, utter lies, and the whole Kerala knows that this is contained with utter lies. If somebody has joined somewhere, if somebody has gone to be the mercenaries in Ukraine or in Russia or went to Iran or Iraq or somewhere else, it is not because of Kerala. It is because of the situation in our nation. Don't think that Kerala is going to support BJP in your, before concluding.
Okay.
Sorry, your own survey shows that more than 65% of the people in Kerala that you have consulted, you have dialogue with, they don't think that the NDA will come to power. It means that only around 1/3 of the people, they believe that NDA will come to power, isn't it? The BJP-led NDA. Okay. And the other thing, otherwise, India Alliance or a coalition of some of the regional parties, something like that. Don't think that it will be always like the BJP regime. That is, here in India, VP Singh have been the Prime Minister. Devegowda ji was the Prime Minister. Ike Gujarat was the Prime Minister. Even Mr. Dr. Manmohan Singh became the Prime Minister not because he was the leader of the single largest party. You see, Kerala always stands for secularism. Before concluding, only one second. You know which is the largest congregation of women in the world? Our NewsX. They have to know, our viewers have to know. The largest congregation of the women in the world is in Kerala. It is the Attigal Pongala in Thiruvananthapuram. Nobody asked the women folk who come there to worship the god for attending the Pongala. Mataji, aapki gotra kya hai? We never ask. We ask, are you okay? You want anything? You want to drink something? You want to take rest? All the party offices, all the trade union offices, all the libraries, all the worshipping centers, they remain open for the women folk. And this is the speciality of the Kerala. That is the role model.
Okay, I'm going to give 1 more minute to Professor Ronnie, then I'm going to leave the last word with Professor Nalapad. Professor Ronnie, how do you respond to the question that has been raised as to why radicalization in Kerala is never really addressed as an issue?
I am strongly disagree with what Radhalakshmi has said about RSS is suffering or RSS is trying so hard to survive in Kerala. You know that when you look into all aspects of India, RSS is having more units in Kerala since last 25 years. Whenever you take a kind of political killing or kind of political violence, RSS is at the one end or the other end. Whether it is in Malabar or in Central Kerala or in North Kerala, wherever there is a political violence, it's the one end, it is the RSS. And why the BJP is not getting that much support? Since RSS is having more shakhas in Kerala, because people know, very well aware about the divisive tactics of BJP and RSS. The people of Kerala are very well aware of the political strategies and agendas, the Hindutva agendas of what RSS is propagating. That is the only reason why RSS is not getting the support of the majority of the people of Kerala. People of Kerala, they are very literate. They know what is happening throughout the India, and that I very proudly I want to say that they will strongly with the Congress alliance, because they know that only a Congress government, the center, can deliver a democratic and secular India.
Okay, all right. Professor Nalapad, leaving the last word with you, sir. Do you feel that it is then the Congress or the left's ability to deliver a secular India is what is keeping them popular in Kerala?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I come from Kerala. I'm very proud of the state. It's a wonderful state and wonderful people. But I only want to say that you have, for example, the All India Muslim League, the IUML, the Indian Union Muslim League. Now, the name itself suggests it's based on religion. You have, for example, parties in Central Travancore. I'm sure our learned friend from the Congress party knows which party I'm talking about. That are essentially, basically looking at the interests of a particular community that's very active in farming. A wonderful community, a very entrepreneurial community, a community of great farmers, and they have their own political parties. In fact, that party is split into 2 and 3. But they're basically supporting their interests, Central Travancore mostly. You have, for example, caste organizations. They've done very good work. Both SNDP and NSS have done extremely good work. I'm not at all, denying that they've done very good work, but they're based on caste. So the notion that there is no caste, there is no religion, there is no such factor in Kerala, frankly, as someone who's very proud of being a Malayali, I find that a little difficult to accept.
Okay, all right. I thank all of our guests and analysts for joining us on this very important broadcast where we dwell into the state of Kerala and what is the pulse of the people on the ground. On that note, a very short break.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.